In this video, I'm going to show you how to simplify expressions containing parentheses. So first of all, our first example, we're going to start off pretty simple. We want to simplify this expression, 2 times the quantity x plus 6. So how do we do this? Well, whenever we're multiplying some number times some quantity in parentheses, we always want to distribute that number across the addition or subtraction that's going on inside of the parentheses. In this case, we've got addition. So we want to distribute this 2 to each one of these two terms inside of the parentheses and keep the addition between them. So the result then is that it's 2 times the first term, 2 times x, and then plus 2 times the second term, 2 times 6. And now we can go ahead and simplify this a bit. So using algebra shorthand, we can just get rid of that multiplication symbol between the 2 and the x. We can just write that as 2x. And remember, that just means the same thing as 2 times x. It's just a shorter way of saying it. And then, so plus 2 times 6. Well, 2 times 6 is just 12. So 2x plus 12. There we go. We've simplified it, and this is our final result. Here's another example. We want to simplify this expression, and this one's a little bit more complicated than the previous one. First of all, we've got a negative number that's multiplying this quantity in parentheses. We've got a negative, some subtraction, and also plus another term afterwards. So let's break this down into some sequence of steps. So first of all, our first step is that we want to distribute. But before we can distribute, we need to interpret this negative 4 as a single number. Let's write that in parentheses. Let's write the quantity negative 4 times 3 minus y, then plus our 2y. And we're just doing that so that we can keep track of that negative sign. We want to carry it with the 4 wherever the 4 gets distributed here. Okay, and we should also do the same thing with the minus y here. Let's write that as 3 plus negative y. So negative 4 times 3 plus negative y, and then plus 2y at the end. Okay, so now let's go ahead and distribute this negative 4 to each one of these terms. We can distribute negative 4 to 3, so that's just negative 4 times 3, and then plus distributing negative 4 to negative y, so negative 4 times negative y, and then plus 2y at the end. And now it remains to just simplify this a little bit. Let's go ahead and compute. Negative 4 times 3. Well, 4 times 3 is 12, and then the negative sign stays on, so that's negative 12. And then we're adding, well, 4 times y is just 4y, and then this is negative times a negative, so the negatives cancel out, and we've just got positive 4y. So just plus 4y, and then plus 2y. Okay, so now we're almost there. The last thing to do is to collect like terms here. There aren't any other constants to combine with the negative 12, but we have two y terms here. There's a 4y and plus a 2y, so we can combine these two into a single y term. So let's write that. 4y plus 2y, that's just, well, 4 plus 2 is 6, so just 6y. So negative 12 plus 6y. And there we go. That's our final result. Here's a final example, and this example is going to be the trickiest. Here we've got two groups of terms that need to be distributed, and also we've got two variables. There's an a and there's also a b, and also in this group here, within these parentheses, there are 3 terms that we need to distribute over. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this one step at a time. So first step, we'd like to distribute. But before we distribute, we should probably write these minus 2 and minus 4. We should write these as plus negative numbers, just so that we don't mess up carrying negative signs or forgetting to carry them. So let's go ahead and write this again. So this is 3 a plus 2, and then we'll write plus negative 2 times, inside the parentheses, 3 plus negative 4b, and then plus a. Alright, now this is nice and clean. I've just got addition, and we can go ahead and distribute without worrying about carrying or not carrying any negative signs. Let's go ahead and do that then. So 3 times a here, and then distribute 3 times 2, and there's a plus in between them. So 3 times a plus 3 times 2. So that's it for this term here, distributing. But now this term here, distributing, is going to be 3 distributions. So first distribution is negative 2 times 3. So let's add negative 2 times 3. And then the second distribution is going to be plus negative 2 times the second term, which is negative 4b. And then the third and final distribution will be that negative 2 times a. So plus negative 2 times a. Okay, so now let's go ahead and compute these, simplify, and then after we do that, we'll be done. But first of all, let's simplify. So 3 times a, we can write that using algebra shorthand as just 3a. And then plus 3 times 2, well 3 times 2 is 6, so that's plus 6. And then plus negative 2 times 3, well 2 times 3 is 6, and then tack on that negative sign, and then we've got negative 6, so that's really minus 6. And then negative 2 times negative 4b, well 2 times 4 is 8, then times b makes 8b, and then these negatives are going to cancel. So we'll just have positive 8b, so just plus 8b. And then our last multiplication here, so plus negative 2 times a, well 2 times a is just 2a, and then tack on that negative sign, so that's just negative 2a or minus 2a. And now we can go ahead and simplify this. Let's collect the like terms. So first of all, this 3a, there's also another minus 2a over here, and 3a minus 2a, well 3 minus 2 is just 1, so 1a, and we can write that as just a. Okay, and now the 6 and the minus 6, well 6 minus 6 is just 0. These cancel each other out, so we can forget about them entirely. And then plus 8b, well there's nothing to combine 8b with, so we'll just leave that as is. So a plus 8b. And there we go. That's the result. In these examples, we focused on simplifying linear expressions, but in the future we'll also learn how to simplify more complicated nonlinear expressions containing parentheses.